And welcome back as we begin to deal with the aftermath of the murder of Bosphorus Rome. We pick up where Jorgen has just jumped out in front of Link and Zelda and Impa as they exit their house to go about their day, with the commotion of the kids in the house drowning out much of the noise going on out there, out in the street.
I steal one of the kids something they're carrying. The tail grabs a hat or a beanie or turn it into a game.
Okay. Link is carrying his little wooden sword. So you've grabbed this and you're like, aha! Trying to play with him. Now, you've met this character once. So he's trying to waking up and going, hey, he stole my thing. He stole my sword. And with that, what we're going to do.
And
we are going to play a new intro, everyone. Enjoy. Here we go. Let me just figure out how I make this happen. I should have done this during the break. Alright, we're back.
Frostmaiden.
2 new intros in one night. Bear with me because we also have new stream layout. Okay, stream layout has been updated for those following on Twitch with the brand new logo. Woohoo! That hasn't been updated yet.
Oh,
one more cheeky little update to do, and then we'll crack on.
It's like a bloody Konami trailer.
What it is? What is that?
Love
What is that, Dan? I don't know what that is.
It's a game studio. A video game studio.
Goes off to Google.
YouTube might be a better place.
Alright, now we're good. Now, Dan, if you turn your camera off, we see a lovely picture of Impa. No, we don't. Never mind. I thought we would. No, we don't. Next time for sure.
Never mind. Okay.
So we pick up with Jorgen basically jumping out and trying to distract Link. And Link is like, Mom, he's got my sword. Who is this? Can you get it?
Hey, Jorgen, what are you doing?
So, play fighting with him.
Yeah, okay.
Impa.
Yeah. Told him, yes.
My dear. And I kind of do that thing where you get somebody and you turn your body and you're holding their hands, and I try to turn her, but she's a giant and I don't turn her very well. She doesn't want to turn.
What's happening up? Where are all those people up there?
Impa, just take a breath.
Where's Boz? He was with you last night, wasn't he?
He was. When I left him, he was headed home.
Where is he, Tobin?
Boz is on the ground behind us. He's not well. He's passed, Impa. He's passed.
Impa shrugs off Tolvin and rushes up to where the gathering of people are.
You
Someone
see,
comes up behind her and just
What?
yeah, you see the crowd of people see you approaching, and they start to part, separate, giving you clear line of sight down towards this small alleyway, where on the ground, laying down, you can see a figure. The colors of the clothing look familiar, and surrounding him are people you don't yet know.
Who? Who did this? Who hurt my boss? Who took him?
but we don't know. There was screaming and commotion this morning, and when I got here, Beatrix had already helped him down a little bit. He was strung up in the ice spikes.
Where were you? Why weren't you with him?
I
He
was
was your friend.
The shadows. He was in the shadows of your doorway, Impa. I took Jorgen home. We fought the cold for so long, but that's all we fought. I'm sorry. I'm
You
sorry.
can see that Impa is trying to contain everything because she doesn't want the kids to see. She doesn't want to create a fuss because even though she's lived in the town for the past 10 years, she feels still like an outcast because she wasn't born here. Who did this? Who hurt him? Who did this?
We don't know, but somebody did. Grey Coven and Beatrix. You remember them from the other night, right? You remember from earlier when we came to see you, and then.
No, I don't.
They went with us, Tobin.
Oh, they went with us.
I've not. Was it you? Did you do this to him?
No, they helped us. There was a scuffle earlier at the. Tobin's obviously just. He's stuck. He's fumbling over words. He's struggling. He's not doing well with what's in front of him and the side that's held for him in front. There was a struggle earlier. We were at the town speaker's house and we were attacked. This is Grey Coven and Beatrix and they were very helpful. They helped protect him and Boz. We all fought together to kind of defeat them. This is too much death for one day. Grey Cov, B, what have you found? Have you found anything?
Not much to go on at the moment.
Where did those tracks lead?
Lost the trail.
You call yourself a woodsman?
I knew that was coming.
Tobin, the
What-
only things I found
what-
was these berries and a scarf down his throat. Don't know what they mean.
What trail? What scarf?
These
What
berries
is it
here,
that-
these frozen things. I tossed one over to
I think
Impa and Tobin.
sequentially is probably the best way to deal with this. So, maybe we sort like we can explain this now, or we can deal with the Boz situation as it is here on the ground. My preference would be to discuss these matters away from the crowd, but if you need to know now, then that's what we can do.
Impa gives the crowd a look, which many in the town would probably know.
Few of them, the one who's been running around so far and the one who gave Scream first, sees your look and goes, "Oh, Impa, I'm so sorry." And she turns and starts to shuffle away and grabs a couple of others as she turns and walks. And after 30 seconds or so, much of the crowd starts to spread out and slowly find their way back to their own homes.
Can someone get Jorgen, please? I need him to take the kids. There's a lady. She lives a few houses up. Her name is Pura. Can you take the kids there just so we can deal with this? And you can say that Impa is very much trying to stay calm and composed in front of pretty much strangers except for Tolbin.
You feel a pull on your finger, Impa, and you look down, and Zelda's there, and she just looks up at you and says, "What is it, Mum? What is it, Mama?"
No, it's I take her in my arms. It's all right. We're gonna go see Pura. You're gonna get with Jorgen, the Catman, and see Pura for a little bit.
I thought we were going to the market.
Later, my love.
But we see Daddy later today.
We'll see how the day goes.
Okay.
Let's go play some games with Poor.
Okay.
And let it go. This berry that Zane threw to me, does it look familiar? Is this something that's found locally, or?
Give me intelligence check.
DM, while he's fumbling through an intelligence check, Tolbin is a druid. Would he recognize it as a good berry, like a druid's good berry?
Hold on one second. So with your 3 there, Impa, yeah, it looks like a blueberry. I mean, you haven't seen many around, if any at all. So this is a pretty foreign-looking thing to you. Tolvin, you're asking if he could recognize it as a good berry.
Yeah, it's a fairly common thing for a druid to conjure.
Give me an Arcana check. Are good berries Arcana? Help me out.
I'd say it's more like a wisdom-based check, considering it's probably something that he has access to.
Okay,
as well.
Let's make it a wisdom check then.
Make it a wisdom check. Save or
Good berries
check?
in
Check.
different forms.
Well, I mean, my good berries come as a carrot, but that's a 21.
Carrots are known for their berries.
Yeah, that's it. That's a 21 wisdom check.
If you're 21, you've seen good berries before, and this doesn't look exactly like one of those. You give it a bit of a squish and everything, and a bit of a smell, and even a little taste, and it just looks like a blueberry. Tastes like a blueberry.
And you, Greykov, I think it was,
Yes.
you mentioned something about tracks.
I
Yes.
think this is the kind of story that would be better started at the beginning.
Yes.
Perhaps, yeah. Where do we begin?
Come with me, and Impa will kneel down, and she'll pick up Boz, take back to the house.
It's an awkward carry, because he's still got plenty of sparks sticking out of him, but given Impa's size and determination, that won't be an issue.
Oh yeah, she got that anger strength.
So where do you head?
Head back to the house.
Okay.
And Tolbin, could you get the table? I'll lay his body down. Clear it and lay him down. And close his eyes. What happened yesterday?
Well, I have some notes. Does anyone else want to recap, or
I wasn't there, so I
out
can't
of character? Does any of the other players want to recap, or are you happy to go from like my notes?
No, I wasn't there yesterday, so I can't help with the recap. I was with the children.
That's out of character. You know, the moosey.
Wait,
I'm not
Pete?
able to, but I was sleeping.
Okay, all right, okay. We'll get to the right section then. So we arrived, Greykov and myself, actually, not too long ago, in this wonderful town you have here. We were taken on a quest to go fishing because we're quite poor, actually, and so it seemed like the only work that was really going. At that time, we learned that there was actually a sea monster, a plesiosaur, I believe, who had been his mind awakened, that has been terrorizing the fishing vessels, and that potentially a druid had cast awakened mind on him, and he was very attached to his mind. And we surmise that potentially that this druid may have been in league with the Frostmaiden, but we haven't been able to, shore up that assessment yet. And that's kind of what we got from that session. And then in the next one, section of the day.
Session? What is that?
Yes, section of the day.
Sit down
And then
and
we, at the tavern, decided when we returned from our very successful fishing voyage, we went to the tavern in the afternoon and we saw the speaker, who we tried to discuss some things with, I guess, but got nowhere because he is bonkers, completely mad. And so we decided to, escort him home so that he didn't get himself into any danger. Unfortunately, his feeble mind led us astray, and he plunged himself into the icy depths of the river not too far from here. And we got him out. We took him home. He dropped dead, unfortunately, because old people and cold don't really go together. And then we were attacked by ice imps or something like that, ice demons. Very, very tricky business. And after that, we turned in for the night. But before we went to sleep, Greykov, Zane, and I each spied this great wolf. Very curious. It'd be pretty close to town. It stared at us, almost as if it knew that we were watching. But from some great distance. Very curious.
And those, I believe we found some tracks, perhaps that belong to that wolf, that was sort of around the area where Boss was, and I tried to follow them off into the hill, just out past the town, and lost the trail, but I thought it may have been related, maybe not.
And then there was all of the screaming, and then we came out and we found your unfortunate husband. And as much as I did not care for him, I knew that others did, so we worked on getting him down. And now we are here.
Does any of what they've mentioned sound like anything that Impa has experienced? Like, or heard of, or anything like that? Like in the past 10 years, does anything sound familiar?
You know that the town speaker goes on wanders.
Mm-hmm.
He's been shepherded back into his house a few times in the past. Wolves aren't uncommon or unheard of, but it's rare they come so close to town. But a speaking beast in the lake? You'd heard that...
Tali. Did I drop that name? Sorry.
You'd heard that recently people have rumored to have seen things on the lake. And only what you heard from Boz and Torben and Jorgen the previous night.
As Beatrice is talking and recounting, Impa's eyes aren't leaving Boz, but she's listening. Does it not strike you as odd? You say that there was a the shaggy person could be a druid, not unlike Tolvin. And I believe, well, from my own history, that they can sometimes change their form.
Is that true, Tobin?
Tobin takes a bit of a breath, and the hair on his arm kind of picks up a little bit, and it's. I've heard a thing or two of. Look, I grow carrots. I'm very good at growing carrots.
They are good
I've seen
carrots.
things, and the guy who taught me to grow carrots, he had a little bit of a closer touch to nature. He talked of running with the wolves, but not like not running with the wolves, but running with the wolves. I've heard of powerful druids able to change their shape, to fly, to swim, to run. If you think they could shape change, and this is part of that, I wouldn't say it's out of the realm of possibility.
I thank you for keeping, all of you, for keeping Boz safe for as long as you could. I won't blame you for what happened. I'm sorry for my earlier outbursts. But I think this shaggy person that you speak of potentially could be a lead. I may need some time, but when you are ready to pursue, I will, if it's okay, I will come with, if you don't mind.
Are you going to be an asset or a liability?
Impa pulls a chain from around her neck, and you see a symbol around her neck. It glows slightly as she touches it. I think both.
Oh, joy.
I'm sorry, I'm not as light-hearted as Boz was, but I know some magic, and I'm very handy with a mace.
Well, I don't see a problem with it.
What magic do you have? Just curious sake.
Just okay.
Not like individual skills or anything. Just like I just want to know what class you are.
The level 1 spell slots.
Well, most of my magic, well, it can't do much for Boz now, but if I had known what was happening, he may not have passed.
Well, I mean, if you do get enough experience and you get yourself to, what is it, level 5 years? 5 years of experience?
What?
I've had tales of being able to bring people back, but I'm only a wizard, so I don't really
I can bring him back. This isn't the end.
I'm a wizard. You're religious magic? Divine magic?
Well, Saloon guides me in my magical affairs. I pray to her.
Google's quickly.
Salunna.
Oh, she's a mean goddess. Cool. Well,
You don't know that. You do a history check.
yeah, no, I know. I need
shit.
to
You
know.
don't know shit.
What the fuck is this?
But you're saying I can.
No,
Bring
I'm
him
not
back.
saying for definite. I am just saying that I vaguely remember reading clerics having some sort of ability at great experience accumulated in their past. Powerful clerics.
That means. Please, let me come with you. I can, if I get more powerful, I can bring him back. I can give my children back their father.
Impa, if you come with us, there's a chance the children lose their mother as well.
Tolbin, and I mean no offense, but I'm kind of a badass.
Impa, I'm gonna tell you something that I told Boz recently and reminded him of. You've heard me say it 1,000 times on your couch, well into our cups. There is death in death. Don't get caught up in this life business of bringing him back. It won't be what you want. He won't be Boz. If you bring him back, you're disturbing the natural order of things. How many times have we been hunting and brought back a rabbit to be skinned and put in a stew? There's 1,000 rabbits that wish that rabbit wasn't gone, but its death is part of the cycle. It brings us life. If you bring Boz back, or if you get caught up, if your soul gets tied to this, you'll suffer. Your kids will suffer. Those around you will suffer, and your soul will die bit by bit, day by day. Impa, promise me you won't get caught up on this. It will bring you no joy. It will bring you no comfort.
She just continuously just stares at Boz. Tolbin.
Making my people
So
stew.
perhaps we should
To be
just start
fair,
doing
to
the
be
asshole
fair.
duties.
I just want to say, my husband was not a rabbit. This is a man. He was cut down before, in his prime. We can, if I have the power to bring him back, I will. And if I find the son of a bitch that did this, and she just trails off.
Impa, I'll happily walk beside you on the, step by step to take this son of a bitch down. But I can't let you bring Boz back. That won't solve the Boz-shaped hole in your heart.
The 25 Boz-shaped holes.
Impa, let's
Jorgen, I didn't see you there. I think you
Sorry. Oh.
Impa, let's. If you truly are a badass, then let's walk together in this. But I'll promise you every day I'll remind you that Boz coming back won't solve the Boz-shaped hole.
No,
I
it
know.
literally would,
It's,
because he would be back in my life.
I've spent the last 3 years pining for my wife, wishing that fire took me instead, wishing that I could raise her up and give her a carrot and make her all better. There is no joy in that rabbit hole. I promise you there's just carrots down that rabbit hole. Well,
You seem to make her laugh. I don't know if she's going insane or.
That's
every time, you know, my wife loved carrots, and every time I give one out, she's still with me. Her love is still a part of this community. But I can't bring her back, no matter what spell. The new memories would not be real. The feelings would not be real. It wouldn't be her. I mourn with you. I sit with you. I'll drink with you. But Boz is gone, and we can do everything we can to remember him. But don't let this eat your soul. The clerics that I've seen, the people that can bring back the dead, they're consumed. They're not healthy. They don't have children to love because they don't have love in their hearts by the time they can do this. I know that you're mourning, I know that you're in shock, but I'll remind you every day, this is not the right choice. We should avenge him. We shouldn't aim to bring him back.
On a personal level, Beatrice is going to write in her notebook, go find out if Tolban's talking shit about clerics and resurrection, or if it's actually a thing we can do. Note. Very good.
Tolban, you're a close friend to both myself and my husband. If I stray, bring me back, but I have my goal.
Tolban doesn't respond initially. He just takes a chair over towards the front door. And as he kind of climbs up on the chair, his hand just seems to just be a little bit bigger than it was, and the nail seems a little bit sharper than it was. And for some reason, he seems to effortlessly carve into the sort of just above the door frame. And you can't really see what he's doing, but just silently and persistently, bit by bit, he carves it in. As he gets down, he turns to Impa. Boz taught us to believe every day. Every day he told us to believe. He had our backs. Every day we'll work towards him. And Tolban just leans up and taps the believe above the doorframe.
Yes, exactly. It matches the one that Boz carved in the one above our bedroom. But yes. I need to have some time with him. I need to prepare him before I let the children know. You don't need to stay here. But please, before you leave, let me know.
Not literally the house, Tolban. She means on the journey.
Ah.
She can see when you're leaving the house. The door's right there.
I thought you said, let me know. I was waiting for her to tell me what she wanted to know.
No. I'm very perceptive. What I meant was, sorry, I sometimes I'm not as blunt as I mean to be.
Impa, you know what it's like these days. The nights are cold and the bottles are deep. I'm still a little bit shook and, to be fair, mostly drunk.
No, I can smell it.
I told you I'll walk side by side as we head towards this, whatever it is.
Yes, but if you all don't mind, I would like some time.
She wants us to get out now. That's our cue to leave, chums.
That was. Thank you, Beatrice. You picked up what I was, as boys like to say, laying down.
Yes, when you strive for bluntness, you can just say, "Get out now." Please is optional.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Everybody, get out now, please.
Okay. Yep. No.
There you go. Much better.
Oh, wait. Sorry, it's this way.
No. Yeah. No. There's one door. It's that one. and I'll go about cleaning up the body as best as I can.
As
Once everyone leaves.
as the rest of you exit House Rome, there's a bit more commotion going on out in the street in front of you. You see people coming back out of their houses, some armed with pitchforks, some armed with rudimentary crossbows, and you see one man across the street who's just emerged with a small crossbow. He's like, "Are you joining the hunt with us?"
Hunt.
What hunt?
We saw the tracks of a wolf where Boz was killed. We hunt wolf. We clear our town of this beast.
You ever seen a wolf throw shards of ice?
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you something. I haven't. But there are some pretty strange creatures in our midst these days, don't you think?
Absolutely, but I don't think a wolf calls this.
Maybe not. But there are rumors, I tell you, of strange, angered, fueled beasts up in Targos on the other side of the lake. And, not Targos, in Lonelywood. My bad, that's on the other side of the lake. And these beasts have been taking out loggers and trappers without warning, and no one has been able to catch or kill that kind of thing. And I and the rest of us here are not going to let that happen in this town if some wolf is prowling around at night. Beatrice.
Wouldn't we better
I
off?
have just a question about his general aptitude at being able to accomplish that without dying, compared to, like, you know, say Boz, who's, you know, a low-level adventurer, being compared to a peasant. Like,
It's not just him on his own. There's about 20
I know.
others. He's
Well,
not looking to go and take on anything outside of his hometown. He is merely looking to make sure that the perimeter of the town is clear of any creatures they don't want there.
if you don't go and investigate those tracks before they trample over it, the evidence is going to be gone.
Yes, it would be wise to maybe get a bit of a head start.
I wonder if we can put out a bit of a bounty. Not saying we're sponsoring the bounty, but
We don't have
the
any money.
town. Maybe the town can sponsor a bounty. They don't want nasty wolves hanging around their town.
Look around you, my friend. We are not made of money here. We're a small fishing village. We do what we
Why
can,
would
we do
you?
it on our own.
Why would you go chase the wolf? Why not just set some traps around town and hopefully you catch it?
Oh, I will be doing that as well.
Very well, better be careful where you set those traps then.
Yes.
Well, would anybody like to, just quietly to our group of folk, would anybody like to join me for a quick walk before these idiots go out and get themselves killed?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
That seems like the least we could do at this stage.
Yes. I think potentially their hearts are filled with rage, so blood is what they are seeking. And they won't be satisfied, possibly, until they find it. Even if it might not be the right target.
Well, I was thinking of checking it out anyway, or going for a hunt anyway, so it would be best not to be out there alone.
All right, I'm coming.
There it's cold.
Yay!
And when
Impa,
we come back, we can have a nice warm fire. Oh wait, no, we can't do that.
As you're walking around, you see another man who's wandering around town with a bunch of these placards under his arms, and he stops on the corner nearby and he starts hammering one into the ground. And once he's done that. He steps away, picks up the rest from the ground, and heads off to the next corner. And you read the sign that says, "Reminder: sacrifice
Yeah.
tonight. No wolf."
Were they
Reindeer,
sacrificing?
no something. Whatever.
You know, it would have been great to have a sign yesterday that said this is happening tomorrow. Just saying. And just saying.
Okay.
No, so what did you guys want to do? So Impa's preparing boss. Greykov wants to go out for like a scout to see if he can find information before the townsfolk like ruin it.
Yep.
What did you guys want to do?
Tolman's keen for a scout.
Should we collect? We should. Jorgen's there. He's there. Yes. You go with the kids.
He's back?
Are you back, Jorgen?
Yes.
Okay, good.
I realise I've been commenting on. Yes, I delivered the kids and came straight back. Post haste.
All right.
Okay.
Should
So-
I go out to see what we can CCC?
Just so I'm clear, we have everyone except for Impa now trying to track down what they can in the wilderness.
I think so. Yes.
Yeah, Impa will be as soon as everyone left. She let it all out because she held it in for as long as she could, and that's why she was like, "Everyone needs to fucking leave right now because I need a moment." She will gather herself. She won't go to the kids just yet because she doesn't know how to form it, how to say it. But before the party goes, she would like to catch up with them. But that's it. Whatever they do beforehand, yeah, she won't be there.
How old were your kids, like, in years?
Yeah. So Link is 9, and
Mhm.
Zelda is 7.
Oh, okay. So, like, they're gonna have a very mixed understanding. Your
Yeah,
9-year-old.
she could have.
Your 7-year-old, you'll have mixed results.
Yeah, that's why she needs to have a chat with people who probably might be able to help her to word it when she speaks to them. Because like, hey, your dad's dead. It happens. No, just totally kidding.
My condolences.
Yeah, sucks, bro. No.
You'll get over it.
So what's Impa doing now? She's let it all out while everyone's out the front talking with this other guy. Is she letting them get away from them a little bit, or is she going to straight up go over and find a way to speak to the kids?
No, she won't go to the kids straight away. She will try to catch up with the party before they leave the town. And
Okay.
she will put on her armor and grab her mace. Because she also would like to hurt something. A little bit. Not a lot, just needs to vent. If the opportunity presents itself.
Okay, so you all make your way back to the murder scene, I imagine. It's a starting point. And as you reach there and start looking around again, you hear the sound of crunching snow behind where you've just come from. Like long pauses between crunches. And as you turn around, Impa approaches behind you. Now,
You see
there
her
are...
eyes.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I say, like she see that she's dressed up in armor, plate mail, carrying a mace and a shield. Her hair's still braided, and she has a fuzzy hat on with little ears on it because it gets cold. and her eyes are bloodshot red. But she just looks at you all and is like, "So, what are we doing?"
Beyond you all, you see three other people who are locals of the town, all kind of like stomping around, looking around where this all unfolded. And they're like, "Have we lost the tracks already? Surely not. There was just some here before."
I will get down and you, Greykov, you look like the sort who knows his way around how to find things. Can you, or I will assist you and see if I can pick up anything you miss.
Yeah, well, I had a bit of a hard time of it earlier, but we can have another look.
Can Jorgen help as well?
Yeah, you can all make investigation checks if you like, or
I'd
also
like to give my advantage to somebody.
Yeah. Alright, roll it with advantage.
With advantage.
Well, that's much better.
It is 23.
23. You see amongst the fresh footprints from people trying to stomp around and when you guys moved Boz's body before, you missed one or two up just around the corner of the house. As a set of footprints there in snow that has been untouched because it was under the eaves of the house. And there's these other three people who are looking around, kind of following up behind you. And it's like, "Did you find something already?"
No, still looking. I think I saw something over there, perhaps in the closer to the not here.
Make a deception check.
Oh, I'd love to.
Natural 20!
Yeah, there it is. Nice.
all three of them are just like meerkats. Like, what? Where did you see that? Over this way. Let's go off into the distance.
Great call. It was, yes. Why did you lie to them? They.
Oh, it is more. If you too many people walk the tracks and they will foul it, and you'll find that you'll have a harder time finding your target in this case. So I thought it would be best if we sort of are the tip of the spear of this search, I guess.
That, and he doesn't really like people very much.
Yes, well, they make too much noise and the animals run away and you can't shoot them.
This I have found to be very true. I just wanted to see your line of thinking. I appreciate that. Thank you.
You know, some people is good, too many not good.
Exactly. Back in my tribe, it was the same.
Yeah, well,
Where do they live? Lead.
yeah. Oh, well.
I was
So
thinking leave because we're spending a lot of time not following these tracks.
yes. Well, so these are wolf footprints.
Yes, that's right.
They
So
look like wolf footprints. So we'll, I guess, they took me up the hill a little bit earlier, but see if we can pick up the trail again.
Just to give you some perspective on where things are right now, right? So the town hall was here. I can't ping it. Why am I not pinging it? Oh, because I'm on the wrong thing. Town hall was here. Murder occurred in this space here. Boz's house. Imper's house.
Make a copy of this, Jared, and fix it with labels.
And Tolman's house. So
This
you
one?
found tracks just about here, around the corner of this house, and you've sent these 3 other locals off in this direction. You would have seen this wolf in a gap between the houses on the ridge about here on the west. Very hard for those listening to the podcast later, me just saying here, here, and here.
We
But-
can go sort of in the northeast. No, northwest.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
northwest, yeah.
further east from that, by about 2 or 3 dwellings, is Boss's house. And then over 2 blocks, I think, would be Tolbin's house. Towards the west on the ridge, so that would be about 3 blocks down, I think, on the ridge. On the western side of town was where that wolf was.
Yeah, indeed it was.
There
I
we go.
guess we head that direction.
Yes.
Let's head off. Look back over my shoulder, make sure that the kids are still not following, especially Link, because he likes to get out and hide and follow people.
You look over your shoulder and make a perception check.
That's 11.
You catch sight of just the side of Link's face, like sort of peeking around the corner of a building, before you see Puro sort of come around and say, "Link, get back in here," and take him back away.
Okay. And I'll follow the rest of the party.
So just so I'm clear, you're heading along this ridge to the west and south from there, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. What's it going to be? Whoever would like to can give me a investigation or survival check.
I don't know about the rest of you all, but I do have some experience with the
Can you
wilds around here.
But you know, I've been around here a long time as well.
Survival.
And
Should,
I don't have much of a sense of a direction, but point me in the right direction, I'll follow you.
should we should we defer to our skilled hunter though?
Grekov, I know the trappings of the local area, as does Tolbin. We can assist you in making sure you don't get mistaken for the other wolves who are in the area, or even a
Sure.
deer.
No, your help would be appreciated.
Before Tolbin before Grekov rolls anything, Tolbin's just gonna, as Imp is chatting, Tolbin's gonna walk up and just give him a firm pat on the back and be like, "We've got you on this. We'll help you. Just let us know what you need. We're here to help." And I cast guidance on him.
You have that one too.
Thank you.
I forgot that I have that.
22.
With your 22...
Plus a D4.
No, it's included.
Okay.
You reach kind of about this mark here, following that ridge line, where you spot some snow that's been knocked off that ridge. It hasn't just occurred, but you can sense, like, on the top of this ridge there is a depression where some snow has fallen off. And as you kind of walk past and notice that, something else catches your eye in that spot. You find another one of these blueberries.
I'll pick it up. Who wants a blueberry?
Remember that time that you cautioned me against eating the random berries from, that you find on the ground?
And the yellow snow.
No. I meant more the dysentery and the
No.
violent vomiting ones.
Yes.
You are both correct. You should not eat the yellow snow, nor weed berries you find on the grounds.
That
First
berry
thing
does look like the same one we saw earlier, right next to Boz's.
Hang on, do we still have that berry? Can we compare them?
Yeah, I think I got one on me. I pulled the only last one I picked up right next to his body, and I handed it to Krakow. Does it look the same?
Well, they both look like blueberries, except one is frozen solid, and one is now soft and squishy and warm from being in Zane's pocket.
Is one of the berries slightly larger than the other?
Always. One is always slightly larger.
Yeah. Okay.
Hang a bit lower as well.
Cool. All right. Well, I'll put it in my pocket if no one else wants it for any reason to not eat it.
I mean, yes, but you should be careful when you eat strange berries you find in the wild.
No, I learned that the hard way. I didn't believe him.
You should
No,
make
yes.
sure that they are indeed good berries.
That is a very funny joke, Jorgen. I like it.
You continue to make your way south along this ridgeline and reach that point where you can look to the east and see the town hall, that place where Speaker Shalescar died last night.
From my reckoning, that would be about 300 feet if I travel along. Our map has a key.
Yeah. Cool.
And
I'm just going to casually not, look suspicious as we walk past there because,
Don't
there's
be
nothing
suspicious.
happened there. It's
Don't
fine. There's
be
no corpse inside the house. It's fine.
how many days until they find it, right?
So now it's cold up here.
It is.
Could just freeze solid.
So what's the plan? Continuing to follow the ridge and just see what else these tracks lead you?
I think so.
Give me another survival check to see if you can see what's next.
May I assist? You see, if you go too close to the ridge, you'll the whole thing will collapse and you'll lose your prey. And I offer assistance.
Very well.
As people are getting ready to survival check and stuff, Tolban's just gonna remind them did you all have a decent breakfast? It's if we're venturing out here, we need to make sure we've got what we need.
I got my 10 days rations.
And this Greykov fellow, he seems pretty good, and I reach out and touch him, and I also cast guidance on him because I also have that. There it is, an extra D4.
Does it
I
stack?
don't think I've seen anyone touch you
It's a one-off
that much in the last whole 2 months we've been traveling.
No, it's a bit unsettling, but I don't know, it feels good. But it
Oh, look at you, Mr. Personal
helps me
Growth.
focus.
You've come such a long way. I'm so proud of you.
Dan, with Imper's size, does a gentle tap just smack Greykov around a bit, or
It's a little bit like she doesn't realize her own strength because she's used to just Boz and the kids, so she reaches out to pat him on the shoulder, and then Greykov probably crumples, he goes about a foot down in the snow.
Coins.
Thank
Okay.
you. All right.
And that's garbage.
Not so good, but it is 17.
17. It's at about this point on this ridge line as you follow it along. You've looked down and you can see some drops of blood that are still underneath some layers of freshly fallen snow. The tracks in this vicinity are getting harder to follow. It's up on top of the ridge. Snow is falling fresh there. But this couple of drops of red stood out to you.
Okay.
This is it. Isn't just we follow the blood, we find the.
Why would there be blood?
This, I know there's.
Do you think maybe it got injured when it took on?
Wouldn't have thought so, unless it caught an animal or something.
Well, there was no blood back.
I mean, there are some. To Impa's knowledge, is there any traps that she would be aware of? Because as a small town, any hunters and trappers would be like, "Hey, don't go in this area because there are fucking traps there," sort of thing, and not just like lay them out willy nilly that like kids could run into by accident and stuff like that.
You know that the people lay some traps around, especially to catch hares and things, for sure. Where specifically they are, you don't know everywhere. You know for sure up in the few trees up in the north of Bremen that people need to be careful in that area.
They are hard to find because often they're buried in snow, but you know when you find them.
Oh yes, no, because they snap and you hear a snap, but like specifically in where we are now, we haven't heard, like there has been no, like the hunters haven't been like, hey, be careful around here, of late.
No.
Yes, it is odd because I don't know why I'm trying to copy your accents. Sometimes I have this thing where I pick up other people's accents and I don't mean to. I'm sorry about that. The hunters usually are more to the north of town, not in this area. So if it was injured, it would have been by another animal, not by a trap or anything like that, at least.
I have a question for you, Gregov.
Yes.
Do all creatures' bloods like taste the same? Like,
That is a very specific question to ask somebody.
To the layman, probably.
yeah, well, you're not a layman, so hop to it.
Taste the blood.
Well, is it bunny blood or venison blood? Is it human blood? I don't know.
I honestly don't know the answer to that.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Does all blood taste the same?
Is that a genuine question for me?
No.
Oh, God.
But does all blood taste so? I assume from like a master hunters like Mr. Greykov, he would probably know. He's had some weird things in his mouth. I'm certain.
Why just Google it?
That's no way doing it.
Yeah, what does Google?
Human blood is more salty than animal blood.
What is more salty?
Human blood is more salty than animal blood.
Great.
Now you know.
What in the blood makes it taste more salty?
Bacon.
Salt.
The literal salt.
Diet.
Yeah, the literal salt. Yeah. Our increased need for, I guess, electrolytes.
It's bacon. It's always bacon.
Look, it could be boss's blood. I don't know. The tracks lead here, so unless it sounds like it makes sense to me that it is his.
Did it taste like salted pork? I've heard human blood very salty.
I have not
Yes.
tasted it yet,
No,
but
yes,
I'm not really looking forward to that.
Long pork. It's known as long pork. And then it just goes silent as the group looks at her. I haven't eaten it. I haven't eaten it.
Do you carry on south along the ridgeline?
Yeah, we'll just follow what tracks we have.
Eventually you reach the outskirts of the town. The last house there and the sign pretty much right on the edge of the river Shangan. The points that kind of gives indication that this is the town of Bremen. And points south. South? Where's my map gone? Points.
Out of
Yeah.
curiosity, how long is it travel between the two towns, or like our town and here? Or is it more than a day?
No. So
Bremen
the
and Prague.
yeah. So you see a
Depends how
sign that
fast you
says
walk.
yeah. You see a sign that says Targos and it's sort of pointing in a southeasterly direction.
I guess like out of game, guys. I'm thinking I don't want to be out in the middle of the night with like on the coldest night of the year. I'm thinking we should be like in the town, like
Yeah.
trying to stay warm.
And Impa and Tolman, you would know how long it is going to take to get to Targos.
Which is
on foot
It will be when there's no like.
about 3 hours.
oh yes.
If you don't want me to
Alvin is on mute, so I'll speak up. If we continue on to the next town, it will be 3 hours. I'm hesitant to leave. My children are still here, so
Maybe it's best we get a good night's rest and then head the next day or something.
We might need to stock up on some provisions too. This could be a bit of a chase.
I think it would probably be wise to set Boz to rest before Impa decides whether she's going or
I
not.
would.
That is probably for the
And
best.
then also
Appreciate it.
decide how she's going to be navigating the whole, I really don't want to say crotch goblin, child situation.
No,
they,
no.
They
Crotch
stay.
goblin is
What's the arrangement here? I don't know how
Crotch-
your attachment to the young things kind of work. Like, are you okay to leave them? Does that fit
They-
with English?
they were definitely called crotch goblins in the village I was raised in the tribe. But
That I find endearing. Maybe I could go and live there one day. That sounds like the kind of place I'd
no,
love.
Can we get
no.
the
No,
stat
you
block
wouldn't
for a
like
crotch
it.
goblin?
It's about the same as a knucklehead
Jesus
trout.
Christ.
Weed spreading.
No, I will have a chat with them. I need to talk with them. And I do have people in town. Pura is one of them. She can watch over them. I have a little bit of gold saved up that would help. But as long as it's not for the longest of times and we can return, I'm sure she will understand.
Okay.
And the kids.
So at that juncture of the road to Targos versus staying in Bremen to put Boz to rest, you all head back to town, I would imagine.
Yeah. Well, I would definitely, I wouldn't leave town until we laid Boz to rest.
Yeah. So looking for somewhere to recoup and strategize on what to do next. You all head to the 5 Tavern Center. They're presented with 5 different options. You can find a space for a snack, some bacon, maybe. At either Stones, Even Keel, the River's Mouth, the Grumpy Moose, or the Black Bearded Brother. And we will pick up there next time as the party kind of figure out how we lay Boz to rest.
Dig
Feed
hole,
into
put
Nessie.
him in.
We're gonna feed him to
Like-
Nessie.
Just
Viking funeral. Set the pyre
Absolutely.
on fire.
Nessie gets like a
Oh,
that
fucking
one.
dog.
In a
On
boat, put him in a
the
boat.
day that it's on the day that fires are not allowed.
No,
No, that would be awesome. That would be a
Good
massive
idea.
fuck you to Oral.
Look, I'm happy to kick on if you guys have a plan of how you want to lay Boz to rest.
I would personally, as someone very familiar with Boz for reasons, a Viking funeral would be sick, but probably before the night falls.
Yeah, I think didn't Nick say that you had to finish up soon too?
Did.
Nick
Okay,
needs
cool.
to finish. Okay, we can.
We will
finish
call
up.
it
Yeah.
there.
Oh, yeah.
We will come back when we ready a funeral.
Boom, boom, boom. Next episode.
Yeah. Cool, team. All right. Well, we see everyone again next week. But maybe not next week. We'll have a break next week for sure, and we'll come back in a fortnight on the whatever 14 days from today is. Someone help me out. 17th.
Yeah, sure. That
17.
17th.
17.
All
Rolling
right.
that 20 on basic math there, Jez.
Thanks, mate.
You.
We're about to pull our giveaway winner, so if anyone else would like to enter the giveaway, now is the moment. Use exclamation giveaway to get yourself in the running.
Jez, I know I rolled a nat 1 for intelligence, and instead of saying what to do in the chat, I ended up at just entering the draw. You take my name out.
I can't take your name out, but if it comes up, we can redraw it.
All right, sounds good.
So entries are closing. Right
Yeah.
about now.
Should enter it just to see my luck.
All right, here we go. The winner is Operative Peanut. Excellent. We'll get in touch over Discord, Peanut, and get some details to us. We'll ask you about that, and we'll get that awesome set of dice on screen now, courtesy of Behold Games, in your hands as quickly as we possibly can.
They're so freaking cool.
Hell yeah. Don't forget when you get them to post them in the Discord so you can make everyone else jealous. And
Absolutely.
also let us know if when you lick them, your tongue sticks to them.
All right, everyone.
Like a maiden roll. Capture.
Lick the dice, Peanut. Lick the dice.
All right, folks. We'll leave it there for the evening.
Should we do the trailer one more time? Our 100% finalized trailer, and we're
I
not
think
going
we
to
should.
change it ever again?
I
Let's
think
do
we
it.
should. All right, one more
Jez
time.
has
so.
3 more
Biggest
versions
send out.
he's already created. What do you mean?
It sticks.
Jez, when that
We're
last-
back. We're back. We're back. So that's it. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for letting us premiere not only our trailer, but also our new logo, courtesy of Jared. Thanks again, Jared, for that. And
Nice.
I think that's it. We will see you all again soon. We'll be on Discord, but
Don't
otherwise we'll be...
forget to check out the Spotify.
Check out the
Cheers all.
podcast. Bye.
Bye.